Have you ever wondered why so many older adults quietly pass away before the age of 82, even though they seemed perfectly healthy just a few years earlier? It's not because of heart disease, cancer, or some sudden accident. No, it's something far more silent and shockingly overlooked. I'm Dr. Emily Carter, a men's health specialist with over 20 years of experience helping seniors not just add years to their life, but add life to their years. Through decades of clinical work, thousands of patients, and mountains of research, I've uncovered a pattern that most doctors completely miss. What if I told you that one of the strongest predictors of how long you'll live after 60 isn't found in your blood pressure, cholesterol, or even your physical fitness? Instead, it lies in something almost no one talks about, and many have quietly given up on due to fear, shame, or simple misunderstanding. Today, I want to show you a hidden key to staying vibrant, sharp, and independent well into your 80s, 90s, and beyond. And here's the good news. You don't need expensive prescriptions, intense exercise routines, or restrictive diets. The tool is already inside you, just waiting to be reawakened. Stick with me, because in just a few minutes, I'll walk you through a simple, science-backed way to reclaim your vitality starting today. And I promise, what I'll share toward the end might just change the way you think about aging forever. Before we go on, if you haven't yet, I invite you to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you never miss powerful health tips to help you stay strong and independent. If this message resonates with you, type 1 in the comments. If you think there's something we could improve, type 0. Your feedback helps us serve you better. Now that you understand how crucial this hidden aspect of your health really is, let's uncover one of the most silent but most damaging threats facing seniors today. It's a quiet epidemic that drains vitality, weakens the body, and shortens lives long before their time. The loss of connection to physical pleasure. Number 1. The silent epidemic. Disconnection from physical pleasure. As I sit with patients in their 70s and 80s, I often see a quiet sadness in their eyes, a kind of resignation, like life has somehow gotten smaller, colder, and more distant. Over time, I began to recognize one of the most devastating yet rarely discussed changes that happens with aging. A slow disconnection from one's own body and from the physical pleasures that once made them feel deeply alive. Most seniors don't talk about it. Many don't even realize it's happening. But it is. And it's draining men and women of their life force, quietly and steadily. You see, somewhere along the way, society whispered a dangerous lie into our ears. That intimacy, touch, and sexual expression are only for the young. That after a certain age, we're supposed to quietly shut the door on that part of who we are. Sadly, many seniors internalize that message. They begin to believe that seeking or enjoying physical pleasure is wrong, inappropriate, or simply not possible anymore. Some withdraw because of changes in their body, some because of emotional wounds or loss. Others just don't know that it's not only possible, it's essential to lifelong health. What most people don't realize is this. That disconnect sets off a chain reaction. Without regular physical stimulation, blood flow to key organs slows. Neural pathways tied to pleasure start to fade. Hormones fall out of balance. Bit by bit, the body loses its resilience, not just sexually, but mentally, emotionally, and physically. Sleep gets worse, mood declines, energy fades, and over time, the immune system weakens, and the risks for things like heart disease, dementia, and depression rise quietly in the background. I've seen it far too often. Once vibrant men and women slowly losing their spark, not because their heart gave out, not because their bones broke, but because they stopped tending to the very life force that sustained them. Here's the truth. Physical pleasure, whether shared with someone else or experienced alone, is a core pillar of human vitality. Abandoning it due to shame, fear, or misinformation doesn't just steal joy, it steals years. But here's the good news. Reconnecting with your body, reawakening those long-neglected sensations can begin a healing process deeper than most people imagine. It's never too late to discover what your body is still capable of giving you. In fact, it might just be the key to unlocking better health, sharper memory, and stronger emotional resilience than you thought possible. So what makes physical pleasure so uniquely powerful in protecting your brain, your heart, and your long-term independence? Stay with me, because what you're about to learn might just flip everything you knew about healthy aging. If you're still watching and this is speaking to you, I'd love for you to type 1 in the comments to let me know you're on this journey with me. Now let's keep going and get to the powerful truth behind point number 2. Number 2, why masturbation after 60 is critical for longevity. Over the years, I've watched subtle but powerful changes unfold in my patients who stayed connected to their bodies as they aged. One truth became crystal clear. Maintaining physical pleasure, including solo sexual expression, isn't a luxury. It's a foundational part of long-term health and longevity. I know, it might sound surprising, especially if you grew up in a culture where this kind of topic felt awkward or taboo. But biology doesn't care about social norms, and biology tells a very different story. After 60, the body naturally begins to decline in blood circulation, hormone levels, muscle tone, and neurological function. But studies show that regular masturbation can help counteract many of these changes. When an older adult engages in sexual expression, even solo, the body responds in remarkable ways. Blood flow increases to the brain, heart, and extremities, keeping tissue nourished. Endorphins flood the body, lowering stress and promoting better sleep. Testosterone rises modestly, supporting muscle strength, bone density, and emotional stability. These are the pillars of healthy aging. But maybe the most fascinating effect is in the brain. Neuroscience shows that sexual pleasure activates multiple regions of the brain all at once, helping maintain the pathways involved in memory, emotional balance, and cognitive function. Simply put, it helps keep your brain young, flexible, and alive. I've seen it time and again. Patients who embrace this practice show sharper thinking, deeper creativity, and a much brighter outlook on life than those who simply accept withdrawal as part of aging. But beyond the biological benefits, there's something more profound going on. Masturbation after 60 becomes an act of self-recognition. It's a way of saying to yourself, my body still matters. I am still worthy of touch, affection, and pleasure. It pushes back against that harmful myth that aging means fading. No, it reminds you that life can still be deeply felt, richly experienced, and personally meaningful. And this emotional reconnection with the self, it often leads to a ripple effect. Better eating habits, a new desire to be more social, even a stronger urge to get up and move. So when people ask me, Doctor, is it too late to awaken this part of me again? I answer gently, but with certainty. It's never too late. Sure, your body may require more time, more patience, and a gentler approach, but it is still fully capable of delivering deep, nourishing sensations that fuel your spirit and enhance your health in ways you never thought possible. Now, you might be wondering, if the benefits are so real, why do so many older adults lose touch with this part of themselves? The answer lies in a web of hidden, often heartbreaking misconceptions. And that's exactly what we're about to uncover. 3 misconceptions that quietly steal seniors' vitality. In all my years of practice, I've seen vibrant, resilient people slowly drained of their spark, not by illness or aging, but by quiet, deeply embedded beliefs they never thought to question. These aren't harmless misunderstandings. They are invisible forces that cause older adults to give up one of the most powerful sources of energy, healing, and joy they still have. Let's talk about the first one. I'm too old for that. I've lost count of how many times I've heard this phrase, often said with a sad smile and a resigned shrug. But here's the truth. Age does not erase your body's need or ability for intimacy and touch. It simply changes how that need is expressed. Giving up on your sensual self is like choosing to live in a house and never turning on the lights. Sure, you can survive, but you'll miss out on all the warmth, the color, and the beauty that makes life worth living. The second misconception is just as damaging. Seeking pleasure alone is shameful. Many grew up in a time when self-touch was something to whisper about in embarrassment, if it was spoken of at all. That shame can take root early and last well into old age. But let me be clear, and I say this with all my heart. Caring for your own body is not shameful. It is one of the most powerful ways you can honor your life, your health, and your spirit. The third belief is dangerously misleading. Conserving sexual energy will help me stay strong. Actually, the opposite is true. Regular sexual activity, including solo activity, helps maintain healthy hormone levels, supports circulation, and keeps tissues supple. Like any muscle, the parts of your body tied to pleasure need movement and use to stay alive and vibrant. But perhaps the most harmful idea of all is this. Sexual health is separate from overall health. Nothing could be further from the truth. They are intertwined. Nourish one and the other flourishes. Neglect one and both begin to wither. Recognizing these myths for what they are is the first step toward reclaiming a vibrant, fully alive version of yourself. But knowing isn't enough. What you need now is a clear, practical path, something that feels natural, safe, and easy to follow. And that's exactly where we're going next. If you're still with me and this message is landing in your heart, type the number 1 in the comments so I know we're walking this road together. Let's move on to the next part, one that could change everything. Step 4, the restoration method, reclaiming sexual vitality one step at a time. When I first began helping older patients reconnect with their bodies, I quickly realized something. They didn't just need encouragement. They needed a method. Not abstract advice, not vague ideas, but a real step-by-step process built for where they were in life. That's how the restoration method was born. A practical, compassionate, and deeply respectful path to reawaken the connection between body and soul, designed specifically for the aging body. Step 1. Preparation. Before anything else,
Create a space that makes you feel safe, relaxed, and free from interruptions. Adjust the room temperature, choose a comfortable bed or chair. Keep a good quality lubricant within reach. These small acts send a big message to your nervous system. You matter. Your well being is important. Step 2, relaxation. This isn't a race, it's not a task to check off. Take slow, deep breaths. Let your muscles soften. Feel the tension drain from your body like sand through open fingers. This kind of presence opens doors you might have thought were closed forever. Step 3, awakening. Explore areas of your body that may have been ignored for years. Your inner thighs, your lower belly, your chest. Touch gently, with curiosity instead of judgment. Notice any response, no matter how small. That's your body whispering, I'm still here. I still want to connect. Step 4, focused stimulation. Without pressure or expectation, introduce more direct touch. Let arousal build slowly, naturally, at its own pace. Use mindful, slow movements rather than rushing. This isn't about finishing, it's about feeling. Let your body guide the journey. Step 5, integration. Pause, breathe. Take a moment to thank yourself for showing up for your own well being. No matter how subtle or powerful the sensations were, allow yourself to feel proud and alive. It's in this quiet appreciation that healing begins. This method is not about chasing youth. It's about embracing who you are right now, with all the wisdom, strength, and tenderness that your years have gifted you. And once you feel even the tiniest spark of reconnection, you'll never see your body or your life the same way again. You still have so much potential. Let's unlock it. Even with the right tools in place, the journey to restoring your vitality isn't always smooth. There are some common missteps that can quietly throw you off track. And up next, I'll walk you through how to avoid the biggest mistakes seniors often make without even realizing it, so you can stay focused and confident on your path to lasting energy and well-being. 5. Facing the roadblocks. What to expect and how to overcome them. When I help anyone go through the restoration method, I start by reminding them real change almost never happens in a straight line.
It's totally normal to hit roadblocks, moments of doubt, frustration, even sadness. I've seen it again and again, not because people don't care or aren't trying hard enough, but because they walk into traps that make the journey tougher than it needs to be. Knowing what might come up and how to handle it can be the difference between giving up or pushing forward into something deeply healing and rewarding. Common pitfall number 1, expecting instant results. A lot of older adults think that if they follow everything perfectly, they should instantly feel like they did in their 20s. But when that doesn't happen, disappointment sneaks in. Here's the truth. Your body has changed. That's not a problem. It's simply life. Now success isn't about hitting some big dramatic peak. It's about feeling your body again, getting comfortable and being present with yourself. Even the smallest shifts are a sign. Healing is happening underneath the surface. Challenge number 2, being inconsistent. Just like building strength or regaining flexibility, rebuilding sensual connection requires consistency. If you only show up when you feel like it, it's kind of like watering a plant once a month and hoping it'll bloom. Make time, 2 or 3 times a week, not as an obligation, but as a gentle act of self-care. When your body feels safe and supported, it responds in beautiful, surprising ways. Roadblock number 3, performance pressure. When you focus too hard on the outcome, on getting somewhere or feeling something, your body often tenses up working against what you're trying to achieve. Let go of that goal-oriented mindset. This isn't about performance, it's about the process. Any spark of pleasure, no matter how subtle, is a win worth celebrating, not something to compare against your younger years. And then there's shame, the silent saboteur. Somewhere deep down, many older men and women still carry old ideas like, this isn't appropriate, or I shouldn't need this at my age. If that inner voice shows up, don't fight it with guilt, meet it with compassion. Remind yourself, pleasure isn't selfish or silly. It's part of honoring the incredible body that's carried you through this life. Look, getting past these mental and emotional barriers isn't always easy, but it's 100% worth it. Every small win, every moment of patience, every time you choose kindness over criticism, you're not just building sexual vitality, you're growing your resilience, confidence, and joy. And once that confidence takes root, you might feel ready to go even deeper, to experience a full restoration of your energy and health through a simple, powerful system designed specifically for this season of your life. Get ready, because what I'm about to share might just be the most life-changing shift you've ever made. Conclusion: you deserve to thrive. As we wrap up this journey together, I want to leave you with this truth. Your body, your health, and your right to experience joy and pleasure don't have an expiration date. They may evolve, but they don't vanish. Reclaiming this part of you isn't about chasing youth. It's about honoring the life still inside you, the strength that's gotten you through decades, and the spirit that refuses to be dimmed. I've seen people in their 60s, 70s, even 80s reignite a spark they thought was long gone. And with it came better health, deeper confidence, and real joy. You deserve that too. And it all starts with one simple decision: to believe that you are still capable, still worthy, still very much alive, body, mind, and soul. Start small, stay patient, be gentle with yourself, and remember, every step you take to reconnect with your body is a step toward a future not just with more years, but with more life in every year. Your story is still unfolding. Write this next chapter with strength, grace, and the fullness you were always meant to live.